Well, interestingly, I grew up an Army brat. My father was an Army pilot, and we were all over the country. Really had no interest in golf through my youth, played every other sport but golf. And when we moved to Fort Meade, Maryland, there were 36 holes on the military base, and most of the kids in the neighborhood played golf. It was $65 a year to have a junior golf membership. So my dad bought me that $65 membership. I had no idea what I was doing out there, couldn't break 100, but all the other kids were playing. So we walked, probably a mile to the golf course every day, played all day and came home, mowed the grass and did it again the next day. So that's kind of how I fell in love with the game, just playing with friends and figuring it out on my own, really. Fast forward to college, I was studying political science at Center College and playing on the golf team, loved playing. And we were flying back from San Antonio from the conference tournament my senior year. And my college roommate was sitting next to me on the plane. He said, "Are you sure you want to go to grad school? Why don't you try the golf business? As passionate as you are about the game, you should be in the business." And so that landed, and I gave it a shot, deferred for a year, and wound up just sticking in the industry. And funny enough, Larry Smith was at Kearney Hill at the time, and that's where I started out working in the golf business. I worked a couple summers for him. So when I graduated from school, I went into Larry's office and said, "Larry, I'd like to get in the golf business." Larry said, "Okay, I'll hire you, but I'm not going to teach you anything. I'm done with that." So thank goodness Mike Fields kind of took me under his wing and said, "Hey, are you really serious? Let's get you started."
Back to 1995, 30 years ago, I'd been here 10 years as a head professional. I'd been fortunate to have a number of really outstanding assistants, but that spring, it was getting late in the spring and I was short one body. I was fortunate that Eric came along through a mutual connection. I talked to him, met him. He came to join our staff and turned out to be one of the best things that in my 15 years here as head professional that happened. And I could tell right away that he just had all the attributes you would need to be a successful head professional, and it didn't take him long to get there. He was knowledgeable, service-oriented, dedicated, hardworking, and he had this manner of interacting with members and guests that was just, even in tough situations, far better than I did, honestly.
Worked for a lot of guys. He's the only one, I think, when you're the golf professional, you're a PGA professional in high regard. You want to be synonymous with your club. And when people in Louisville think of Audubon, they think of Eric. And I think that speaks volumes about what he does for the business and his members here.
I think in a lot of ways he is Audubon Country Club. You know, I didn't have all I know is Eric. You know, I mean, I've been here 12, 13 years. A lot of people, it's turned over a good bit where people, you know, we've had general managers come and go, chefs come and go, you know, but Eric's the pillar. You know, Eric's the guy that's been here through it all, the highs, the lows, you know, all these members, oh my gosh, can't get a tee time, to, oh my gosh, are we going to survive? And, you know, his input and his experience, you know, whether it be in board meetings or planning a golf schedule or all aspects. And that's, you know, he doesn't even have the laser focus where it's, you know, it's only golf. It's all aspects of the club. The way he mentors Eric Mayer, you know, our club manager now, other employees. And I think it's just, he's got his fingerprints all over this place, and it's clear. And gosh, I know I think he's set a retirement date, but boy, he'll be sorely missed when that day comes. You can't replace an Eric Gilliland, that's for sure.
So everything really in my professional and adult life has really revolved around Audubon Country Club. The people here have been so supportive of me and my family for the entire time I've been here. So as special as the award is the way the club members have treated me and embraced me and my family over all these years.
No, I think Eric's strengths, watching how he started as probably an eager, young head pro to where he is now, has really evolved, and it's kept him relevant in the game, in the club, in the industry. I think his last one was 2004. So to win one in 2004 and then again in 2024, 20 years later, shows his evolution in the role, how he's adjusted and evolved, and with him and with his staff and with the club to help bring it forward. So the guy still loves his job. It's hard to get him out of the shop. We push him all the time, take a vacation day, get out and play some. But he just loves the shop, loves being in there with his peers, loves cutting up with them and having fun. He loves his job, so it's not work for him.
I always refer to Eric as a pro's pro. I think I bring guests out here and they say they are treated better here than they are at some of their home clubs, which I think he always makes guests feel welcome.
Well, the instruction is certainly a big part of Eric and his staff and what they do. Eric's got a reputation now as a really terrific teacher. He's taught not only adults, but certainly a lot of youngsters. I think he would maybe say that's his area of passion and expertise, working with younger golfers.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more rewarding for me and really the staff that I have than to develop young people and to see them have success. We just had our first PGA Junior League practice, and we're really young this year. We've got some kids that are 6, 7 years old out there, and you see that putt go in, you see the ball go in the air, and they look up at you and smile, and it's so cool. It's so cool. And then those are the kids that I'm talking about that are eventually going to be your club members. And so you develop those core relationships with them at that young age, and you're part of their personal development. It's like developing cart barn kids and assistant golf professionals. It's just at a different stage. So yeah, there's really nothing better than seeing those kids succeed.
Honestly, Eric has been so supportive. I started golf with him my whole journey. I mean, I had never swung a golf club. I met Eric and his daughter and got to know them, and Eric really just said, you know, you have this potential, and he was like, if this is something you're interested in, I'm here to support you. And he's been, you know, by my side up until right now for the past 6 years of playing golf.
He's like a rock here. He provides and he serves, and like I said, no task is too little, no task is too big. When I'm drowning in the shop trying to cut off a million grips, he's right next to me doing it, you know, helping me. So when I think of Eric and Audubon, I think of consistency and I think of class.
Eric is here every morning. I don't even know how early he gets here because I've never like walked in the door at the same time as him, you know, like he's always here first thing. I feel like I can count on Eric for everything. Like I just know he's gonna be there, if that makes sense. He's so reliable, and I think that's something you need to be the golf professional of the year.
Yeah, so after that scare with colon cancer at age 35, after a little bit of time, Susan and I started thinking about what can we do to keep other families from having this kind of scare that we had, because it's such a preventable disease if you detect it early. So I started playing 100 holes to raise money for the Colon Cancer Prevention Project, and that kind of took on a life of its own. And again, you look at the Audubon membership, I mean, every year we run this thing back. My staff gets involved, and people come out of the woodwork to support us financially and come out on the golf course and cheer us on. And
it is so much fun, honestly. It's a totally different version of golf. Like, I remember the first year I was really nervous because I was like 100 holes, like I can barely play 36 sometimes, but like we're all just moving so fast, and it's for a really good cause. And you know, I know that's really special to Eric, so it's really important to me that he even asked that we get to be a part of it.
A big day, I don't know how he does it. You know, I'm worn out by the end of the day, and you know, I think last year he got up and played in a section event the next day. So he is leading the charge for those guys, and memberships kills it here with support, and he's raised quite a bit of money for him.
this body's aging a little bit, but I'm so lucky to be here today after, it's 13 years we've done this, and we've raised nearly $200,000 for the project. And that's real money going to help real people. It's not about research, it's live. What are we doing to get people to colonoscopies, make sure they're getting screened on time? That's what we're really about, and it's a great organization. I'm thrilled to support him.
Eric likes to, he can let his hair down a little bit. You know, it took me a while to get him to start wearing hoodies, but we're in on that now, so that's a huge step forward for, we got a young staff, so they're all excited about that.
Well, first of all, when you look at the list of names that have won that award in the Kentucky section, to be one time amongst that group is a tremendous honor. At this stage in my career, to be recognized for my efforts, and really the efforts of my team and the club and how we all perform, that's beyond special, and it means an awful lot to me.